Hello everyone, and welcome to day one of this week of Wellness Challenge. During this week we'll move through a series of practices for better well-being that also look at this theme from a slightly different angle. So how we can bring the wellness that we create through these practices to our surroundings, to people around us and the planet as well. At the end of this 7-day challenge, I'll be launching my online yoga platform called Olla Yoga Collective, which will be around these themes as well. So this week on YouTube, I'll bring you a bit of a larger variety of different kinds of classes, which will reflect what the platform holds. So we'll be doing a bit more breathing, some meditation, and also movement. And at the end of these 7 days, you'll also have a chance to, if you'd like, to join the platform for a discounted price. This is a project that I'm so excited about and so happy to be sharing with you as well. All right, let's get into today's practice. We'll start seated. I should turn around this way so I'm facing the top of the mat. So you can sit cross-legged on your mat. We'll start with a bit of breathing first and then move into a gentle practice. So just finding your sitting bones rooted on the mat. You can roll the shoulders back gently to open up through the spine, through the chest, and make sure the back of the neck is long. Settling here into your body, feeling yourself sink down through the sitting bones and then lift up through the crown of the head, becoming aware of yourself, your body, this moment here on your mat. Noticing the air moving in and out through the nostrils at this point in a very natural way. Can you take a deep inhale to fill the lungs up completely? And then simply exhale out. We'll do that again. Inhale, just a normal deep breath. And then exhale. So we're then going to move into a pranayama where we do breath retention, so holding on to the breath both at the end of the inhale and also at the end of the exhale. So we'll start by using the count of 4. First inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 as well. And then we'll start to expand a little bit so that we make our exhales a little bit longer. So this will be quite a calming, soothing breath, especially at the part where we make the exhales longer. Good. So you can bring your hands onto your lap, onto your knees, and just take one more big inhale. And full exhale. And now make sure you empty the lungs completely before taking an inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then hold 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold again. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do that again. So inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 3, 2, 1. And again hold. Good. We'll do one more round with 4. So inhale. Hold. And exhale. Squeezing the last air out, hold. And then at the bottom of that exhale, start your 4 count inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold for 6 again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Inhale. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold again for 6. And then at the bottom of that exhale, start your 4 count inhale. And then hold for 6. You can count for yourself. And then exhale for 8. And then hold for 6. Squeeze the last of the air out. And then return to a very normal breath. So allow the inhales to flow in. Fill the lungs and allow them to release out as well. Allowing your body and your mind to settle into this still space. Allow the body to soften a little bit more and allow for the mind to maybe come into stillness. It's a very rare space for our body and our mind to be in. If we think of the super fast-paced society that we live in, these moments of calm, these moments of stillness, these moments of pausing are actually so much like a luxury. And as you sit here and as we start moving, can you think of this practice and these poses and this breath as a way for you to take time for yourself, to move in a way that feels good, that feels gentle for the body, that is genuinely coming from a space of you creating and wanting to create it instead of something external that's kind of forced upon you. So just staying with that intention as we continue our practice. Well, then start moving. You can either keep your eyes closed or if you want to open them up at this point, you can. With your next inhale, can you open through the chest, pull through, lift up the gaze, the chin, pull the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, round the spine, holding on to the knees, almost pulling the knees towards you as you push them down, chin moves towards the chest. And then inhale, pull the chest through, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, round, chin to chest. Good. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. Big movement through the spine. And then coming to a neutral spine, we'll release our left hand on the mat or the floor next to us, and then reach your right arm up. Good. Can you still keep the right sitting bone grounded on the mat, creating length in the right side body? Maybe gaze up from underneath the right arm as you take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, come back through center, right hand grounds down. We move to the other side. Left arm reaching over, ground the left sitting bone down to get that length in the left side body. Good. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, come back through center. We'll then extend both legs straight out on the mat. Make sure your sitting bones are grounding down as you inhale. Lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold over the legs. So coming into simply a forward fold. You can bring a slight bend into the knees if you like, if you're feeling quite tight in the backs of the legs this early on in the practice. Take an inhale here, lengthen the spine, looking forward. And then exhale, fold over. Do that once more, inhale. And then exhale. Then rolling the spine all the way up, we're going to plant our hands just behind the sitting bones, bend the knees, plant the feet onto the mat. And as you inhale, lift up the hips here, coming into a reverse tabletop position. Rolling the shoulders open, push up through the hips, ground down through the heels. You can gaze up, take an inhale here. And then exhale, release your hips onto the mat. You can extend your left leg out straight and step your right leg or foot over the left one. Bringing our right fingertips behind us, take an inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, twisting here. So bringing your left elbow over the right knee. Can you use the right fingertips behind you to find length in the spine? Gaze over the right shoulder. And breathe. Good. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we release the twist. Now bringing your left hand to the outer edge of the right foot, we're going to start to extend the leg straight. You can also simply keep the leg kind of in front of you as it is with the right knee bend, or you can then start to actually straighten the leg out. And if you can, also release your right hand from the mat, extend the right fingertips towards the back of the mat. So coming into a twist here, also a stretch for the back of the right leg, maybe the low back. Good. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, release your right foot back onto the mat. We're going to turn so that the left hand lands behind us, so quite close to the left sitting bone, and then come up into a sort of gentle wild thing from here. So lift up through the hips, sweep the right fingertips up and over. Good, maybe gazing that way too. Take an inhale. And then exhale, sit back down. Good. We're going to switch out the legs. Left knee bends and steps over the right one. And then we'll turn left fingertips towards the back of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach your right hand up. And then exhale, cross it over the left knee and we twist. Maybe turning your gaze towards the back of the mat. Lengthen through the low back, feeling the sitting bones grounding. Take one more inhale here. And then release the twist. Bring your right hand onto the outer edge of the left foot. Start to extend the leg out. Doesn't have to be straight, obviously. You're quite welcome to keep a micro bend there. Reach your left fingertips back if you've got the balance here. And then perhaps moving a little bit deeper into the twist as feels good. Gazing over the left shoulder. Take an inhale here. And then drop your left foot down onto the mat. We undo the twist. Now bringing our right hand behind us, we reach up through the hips, coming into our wild thing. Left fingertips reach up and over, pressing the left ball of the foot down. And then release back down. Good. We're going to bring both ankles in and come over the hands and the knees onto all fours. And then from there, tuck the toes under. Simply lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Good. Take a few full breaths here, finding the full length of the spine. Maybe pedaling the feet out to find more length for the backs of the legs. Good. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands towards the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. We take an inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward, and then exhale, release over the legs. Then rolling all the way up to standing, reach your arms overhead for extended mountain. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Bringing your toes together at the top of the mat. As we inhale, we're going to reach up through the arms and also come onto our tiptoes. Good. So really engaging through the legs, through the core to keep your balance. And then from here, start to bend the knees, still staying on your tiptoes, so that the hips now start to move closer to the heels and you come all the way down into a toe stand. Good. And then you can also bring your hands to heart center. Find your stability here. Engage through the core. And then from here, can you tilt forward so that your knees tap the mat? Coming all the way up onto the knees. We're going to sneak the right foot off the mat and step it towards the top of the mat. So you come into a low lunge position. Reach up through the arms. Take an inhale here. Good. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back down onto the mat. We're going to open the right foot out into a malasana. So you can slightly drape the right knee open, the right toes out as well. Maybe find a bit of a swaying movement here for a few breaths. Getting into the hips. Good. And then we're going to keep our left hand on the mat. Sweep your right arm back and start to bend the back knee. Perhaps you grab a hold of the foot there. So you get nice length in the front body. Opening for the left quad. Maybe roll the right shoulder back. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, release the foot. We'll bring both hands to the top of the mat. You can tuck the left toes under and then step them forward into a malasana. So sitting the hips back, toes pointing towards the long edges of the mat. Hands come to heart center and we press the knees away from each other. Find length in the spine here. Drop the shoulders back, inhale. As you exhale, fold over into a forward fold. Lengthen the spine as you inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands onto the mat, step into a plank pose. We'll go through a vinyasa from here. You can bring your knees down from here if you like, or you can go through a chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, and a down dog. Or you can come down onto the mat and move through a cobra with me. We all meet in our downward facing dog. Well done. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Then walking your hands back to the back of the mat. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold over. Come all the way up to standing, reach your arms overhead for extended mountain. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Toes together at the top of the mat. We'll move to the other side. So sweep your arms up, come onto the tiptoes. Good. Engaging through the whole body to create that long line. And then start to bend the knees. Hips move close to the heels. Good. And then hands can come to heart center. Find the engagement through the core, through the ankles, the legs. And then gently tilt forward to tap the knees onto the mat. Come and stand all the way onto the shins. And then from here, sneaking the left foot off the mat, step it forward towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen. And then exhale, bring your hands down. We'll start to open the left foot out to the left side, coming into your lizard pose. Good. Maybe swaying from side to side a few times, finding a nice opening for the hips. Good. And then we'll sweep our left arm back, start to bend the right knee, maybe grabbing the foot behind you. Rolling the left shoulder open, maybe even gazing back or up, pressing the mat away from you through the right hand. Take an inhale here. And then release the foot. Bring both hands to the top of the mat. Tuck the right toes under so that you can kick off of it and move all the way to the top of the mat. Hands come to heart center. Elbows pressing the knees away from the center line. Roll the shoulders back. Find more length in the spine, more space through the chest. And then with your next exhale, you can fold over the legs and bring your feet a little bit closer to the center of the mat. Then inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, bring your hands onto the mat. Step into a plank pose and move through a vinyasa. Again, it might be with the knees down. It could be with the knees lifted with an upward facing dog. And then finally, we all meet in our downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath here. Lengthen the spine. Exhale out. Good. Then we come onto our tiptoes as we inhale. Bend the knees. You can look forward as you exhale and step or hop to the top of the mat. Good. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, fold over. Good. With our next inhale, we bend the knees, rise up into a chair pose. So the hips move back, heart moves forward, reach the fingertips forward. Good. Take an inhale here, lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we sweep our arms back and come onto our toes. So into a toe stand, chair pose variation. Good. Moving your chest forward, keep the arms, the legs engaged. As you start to straighten the legs out here and dive your heart forward. Staying on the tiptoes, staying super engaged through the legs, through the ankles, through the core. Good. Can you dive the heart even closer to the mat? Take an inhale. Bring your hands to heart center in this shape, and then start to bend the knees. Move your hips towards the heels. Good. Coming back into your toe stand. Good. From here, you can lean forward, tap your toes onto the mat. I'm going to move back a little bit. Good. Well done. Taking a few breaths here to get a nice stretch for the bottoms of the feet. And we'll come into a camel pose before finishing. So you can either stay here up on your toes, or you can bring the tops of the feet flat onto the mat like this. We'll come standing on the knees, and then start by bringing your hands to the lower back. So you can really press the base of the palm into the low back. Keeping your knees, the tops of the feet grounding down, we start to lift up through the chest and at the same time push your hips forward. Good. So this might be where you want to stay. This is a really big back bend in itself. And once you're there, can you breathe? Keep pushing the hips forward, engaging through the glutes. If you want to, you can one hand at a time lower the hands onto the heels. Roll the shoulders back, push the hips forward. Lift up through the chest, so thinking more of lifting up than back bending. That often protects the spine. And then we slowly start to come out. If you've got your hands on the heels, slowly bring them back onto the low back first. And then release to sit back over the heels. Good. We can take a child's pose from here. So simply releasing your chest and upper body over the legs. And releasing the forehead on the mat as well. You can guide your hands towards the heels, creating a gentle rounding for the spine, just as a counter pose for that back bend. Just take a moment here, returning to your breath, returning to your intention of gentleness, of softness. And then you can gently roll the spine back up into a seat just over your heels. You can bring your hands onto the lap. Roll the shoulders back and just pause here for a moment as we come to the end of our practice. Can you close the eyes for a while? Taking a moment, a few cycles of breath here to tune back in with the body. To notice what this gentle movement, what this gentle breath has given you. And also noticing what kind of energy, what kind of an intention you want to move into your day with. Maybe you can take a little bit of softness, a bit of patience for yourself, and really treat yourself gently today, regardless of what happens, regardless of what you do or what you so-called achieve. Can you cut yourself some slack, be patient, and be really soft and kind with yourself? Remembering that your breath is always there for you. In any moment that you might need comforting or calming, it's a really good tool that's always at our disposal. Take one final big breath here. And then exhale it out. Bringing your hands to heart center. Express gratitude for taking the time to take care of yourself. And then finally bow your head towards the hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice and this first day of our 1 week challenge. Remember to come back tomorrow, as I'll be posting a new practice on here tomorrow as well. So every day for the next week. I really hope I see you here tomorrow as well. Thanks so much. Have a lovely day.